Creations by Meraki. I am Jazz, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to do 2 Dutch braids on your own hair. So we're just going to start off today with just taking your messy bun out. This is really good if you want to change up your look or just do something else than a messy bun in your hair. Okay, so as you can see, my hair is pretty knotty, so I'm just going to take this TRESemmé Pro Collection Repair and Protect. This is one of my favorites, and just spray that on your hair. So this is like a conditioner, and it's also a heat protectant, so it's a double doozy. So just spray that on the hair, and then we're just going to brush this out. I'm gonna watch my face go all wrinkly because my hair is very knotty. Ew, to the people that can relate. Okay, so so as you can see, this is like one side brushed and not brushed. Yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Okay. So when I brush my hair, I don't know if you guys do this, but I like to actually take a little bit down the bottom and section it off and then brush that first, so like the knots at the bottom of the hair aren't tangling it, and then slowly move all the way up the head. So like, see how I'm sectioning this bit, and I'll brush this bit out. I mean, obviously my hair is ridiculously long, but so some of the sections that you guys have might not, you know, be as many as what I do, but yeah, at least now we have nice brushed hair. So I'm also going to start off with just giving it a bit of a straighten, just because it's a bit frizzy and it just gets out all these kinks, so when you're braiding it, it's nice and like neat and tidy. So when I straighten my hair, I like to just section it. I only do 3 sections. Some people do way more sections than that, but it's just too much effort, if you know what I mean. So we would just, I just wrap like a little bun up, like so. And then I've just got a little clippy, and I'm just going to clip that in there like that so it stays. Okay. I'm just going to grab my straightener. I just use the Remington Keratin and Argon oil straightener. Yeah, it's pretty decent. I like it. And it's gold, so it looks pretty, but I mean, each their own. A lot of people have GHDs. I just go by Remington. Old school Remington. I actually have like this old school straightener that I've been using since I started my business. And honestly, like, I mean, I got it probably when I was like really young, and it's still going, and it still straightens, but I use it to, when I do extensions and braids, I use it to actually seal the ends off, because I upgraded to this straightener, and I didn't really want to get rid of it, and I also didn't want to keep using it because getting our little baby hairs over here. I didn't want to keep using it because otherwise I didn't want to. I've had a hair straightener one time. I was doing my makeup and I decided that I wanted to straighten my hair, and so I turned my hair straightener on, and this hair straightener was quite an old one. I was given it at, I can't even remember how old I was when I was given it, and it blew up, and I was lucky that it didn't catch my hair on fire. So ever since then I'm like, ooh, this is an attractive look. Yeah, I'm like, you know, do we really want to be using an extremely old hair straightener? Or you could just go out with a look like this. Damn, this is start a new trend. Yeah, so that's why I don't use my old hair straightener for straightening. I just use it for like burning the ends of my hair extensions when I do them on my clients. Might just speed this process up so you're not sitting here for like 10 minutes watching me straighten all of my hair. straighten. Sorry, it's getting very steamy in here now that I've straightened my hair. This is about as much effort as I want to put into straightening my hair right now, because the video isn't how to straighten, it is how to Dutch braid. So we will get started with that. So what I like to do to start off is just create a part. I'll move a bit closer. Okay, so we want to create a part, and where I do my parts are in the middle of the eyebrows. Now, some people have hair parted which is in the middle of their scalp, which might not be like in the middle of their eyebrows. Whole different complicated thing. Literally my pet hate when I have people come in to get their hair done, just because I spend ages trying to get the part right. But if you can get it as close as you can to the middle of your eyebrows, then it'll look centered to your face. So we'll go ahead and try and get this right. I might speed this process up a little bit because I'm a little bit OCD with my parting, but you'll get the general idea. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting way too OCD with this, and I just wanted to start teaching you guys how to Dutch braid. So this is as close as I'm gonna get it. Don't mind my regrowth. COVID has been great for that. I haven't been able to see my hairdresser, so it's not too bad. It's all right. Can't really see it in the slide. We're good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is start off with just sectioning this side. Oh, that looks it looks like I've got a massive long sideburn. That's attractive. Okay. So let's just move that out of the way. We don't want that. Alright. So I just like to section that off and just, ooh, don't know what that was. And just clip it there. Okay. So, as I said, you want to start off with sectioning just this little bit and just clipping it there. Just to get it out of the way, sort of thing, while you're focusing on this side, because you don't want to be like grabbing pieces from the back from this side, because then your part's going to get all wacky and it's just stressful time. So the bit that I say with braiding is like the least amount of stress that you can have while you're braiding, the better. Like don't try and start learning how to braid when your kids are meant to be at school in like 10 minutes and you're like, oh yeah, this is a good time for me to learn how to braid. No, don't try and learn how to braid just before when you're going to an event and you've never braided before and you're like got 20 minutes and you're like, oh yeah, I'll just quickly try and do a braid. It's stressful. Avoid stress in your life. Number one killer. Yeah, just bad idea. So late at night or during the day, if you don't have work or study or whatever you're doing, or school, and you've got some free time, you're not doing anything else, then sit down and learn how to braid, because otherwise it's just going to be like a disaster. And that's how so many people come to me and tell me, oh, like, I'm trying to learn how to braid but I can't get it. And I'm like, okay, what time of day are you doing this? Because you need to be able to be patient and you need to be able to deal with it. Okay, so as you can see, my hair is currently going downwards. I'm going to push it back so that it's off my face, and so it's easier to grab when I'm trying to braid. It's gonna look like an interesting style, but we'll just go with it. Okay, so now what we want to do is, it's quite simple, but you just want to section a little bit. You can use a comb for this. I just use my fingers because I'm just doing a rough one. I'm not trying to make it look perfect. I'm not going anywhere. So you just want to section a little bit at the front. I like to do mine small. If you're just starting off, you can do it like a bit bigger, like say this size, so that it's easier to manage. But yeah, I like to start my braids off small. I'm just gonna flip this back there like that, so that when I'm braiding back, I can just grab the hair, because if it's on the side, then sometimes it gets all mucked up. So what we want to do is take this section and then split it into 3 even sections. Okay, so splitting it into 3 even sections. So what we want to do is start our first braid off. So we're going to basically put this is my left hand and my right hand, okay? Or, yeah, I think that'll be your left hand and your right hand when you're watching this, but yeah. So take your left hand and put it underneath the middle strand. And I'm just grabbing that with my middle finger. And then I am grabbing this side and putting it underneath the middle one. And then I'll just pull tight. So grabbing the left side underneath the middle one, and now we can actually add a little strand in. So just adding a little strand in, and then pulling it tight, and the right side, we're just going to add a little strand in and flip it underneath and pull it tight. So this is one way you can start the braid, which will work really good. You will get an arm workout. So no need to go to the gym, but if you want to try a different way, I'll just quickly show you. This way we can bring our hair forward and I'll flip that one back. So the different way, which will be a bit easier for beginners, and it won't be as much of an arm workout, it'll be a little one, but not as much. So take your little section, separate it into 3, but have your head on the side. So you're leaning it towards the mirror or wherever you're trying to record, as I am doing at the moment. And so basically you're just gonna do the same thing as before, where you grab your left side and cross it underneath the middle, and then your right side and underneath the middle. Actually, that's the opposite for me. I really need to put like left and right to my hands, but you'll know what I mean when you watch the video. Okay, so, and then what you want to do is add this section into this section. See how I'm holding that with my middle finger? It's got the ring on it. So I'm holding each one that I put underneath the middle with my ring finger, and then I'm using my thumb and my pointer. Don't mind my band-aid. Cut myself earlier. Then you're putting like that underneath the middle strand. So that's your aim for doing a Dutch braid. See, back one, underneath, holding it with my middle finger, then adding a strand in and pulling tight, and underneath the middle finger and adding a strand in. Okay, so now we're going to add this strand, and underneath the middle finger, there we go, the middle strand there, and just pulling tight. And so you're just grabbing a little piece of hair, and that's just gone straight into the middle section, and then pulling tight. Okay, and then grab the back one underneath the middle section, and then adding the hair in. Okay, and then pulling tight. So as you can see, we're starting to create this nice little Dutch look there, which is really nice. I like it. It's good. It's pretty popular actually. It's when I'm doing braids in my business, it is probably the most popular style that is requested all the time. I guess it's a good like starting braid, and it's a bit different to the French braid where it sticks out. I can do another video on that as well. I've got how to French braid for beginners if you want to check it out. Okay. Now, see if there's like little lumps, don't worry about them. We're just practicing. When you get really, good at this, then you won't have lumps, or you might still have lumps. It depends on your hair, really. You can always brush them out with a comb, which is what I like to do. So, just going up in the middle, and just grabbing a piece from the back. Get to the bottom, like I have no hair to add in there anymore, so I'm just gonna do this like a Dutch plait. So basically it's the same thing, but you're not adding any hair in it. If I can suggest anything, when you get to the bottom, just pull really tightly so that this bottom bit doesn't get all saggy, because no one likes that. Alrighty. This one's probably like a tiny bit higher than I would usually like it, but as we said, we are practicing, so the more you practice, the better you'll get at this, and the quicker you'll get as well. Obviously, I'm trying to do this in a speed up version, so I'm not taking, you know, 2 hours or whatever. Not that it would take 2 hours on your own hair, but if I'm going in depth, you know, it's going to take a while. So I'm just trying to speed this up for you guys, so it's not like a really ridiculously long video. Okay. So I don't need bands because my hair is like super long, so I'm just gonna leave it there. But as you can see, if I come up close, it's really nice, like just beautiful little braid there going down. Okay, so now we'll go to the next side. And this is really good for, like, I mean, we're in Australia right now, so it's hot. Okay. So same thing with this side. Now this side is always my like worst side. I don't know why. Probably because it's a weird angle for me, but if that's your case, don't worry, you're not alone. We're doing this together. We're learning, we're progressing, we're growing. Okay, so splitting it into 3 sections. Putting the middle one, the far one, like your left one, underneath the middle strand, and then the right one underneath the middle strand, and the left one. Okay, so when you go put the left one underneath the middle strand again, we're grabbing another strand from the hair and adding that in. Okay, and adding it into the middle one. Okay. Okay, so see how that's like lagging like that? We don't want that, because then that way it's not going to last for very long and it's going to annoy you. So what you want to do is just take it out and then re-add it. So see this one? I'm just going to re-add it into here. And pull. The pulling is essential if you don't want your hair to be like really loose. If you want it to be loose, like the looser look, very boho, then you don't have to pull tight, obviously. But yeah, for this, I am pulling tight because it's just a cleaner look. Oh goodness. Okay, so if you have any strands that you missed, just undo and then just redo it. Okay, so my brain process is like French braid, Dutch braid, which yours will do too, because especially if you're not used to the process of what a Dutch braid is, I actually suggest you learning this on someone else's hair first, or a mannequin or something, so you can get your hands used to going underneath if you're used to doing French braids all the time and you find it hard to do the underneath side. So as you can see, we're getting there. We're getting to a finished product eventually. I reckon this would be so much easier if I had shorter hair, but you know, it is what it is. We can't part with it. We can't part with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, if this is your hair and you don't have like super long hair, put some bands in at the ends, which will be nice and cute. So yeah, now we have some Dutch braids in my head, and I quite like them. I think that they're like really good, especially if you're like just looking for something quick and easy to do. Once you get the hang of it, you can just quickly do it, and then, you know, it's not going to be a big issue. But yeah, this is the finished product. I hope you guys all like it. This is all for today. I hope to catch you guys next week. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, or if you'd like me to do a certain style, let me know in the comments below. And apart from that, stay groovy and keep expressing yourselves. It was good to see you.